morning everyone, it's Rachel here with day 7 of Roxy's Christmas stitchery. Excuse me, I'm just having a sip of coffee. So first of all, let me just grab a strip. No, that's not a good strip. I just need a strip of fabric to just show you. Maybe I can just use some ribbon. I'll leave it attached because I'm not going to make a rose with this, but I just want to show you what I did with the rose because I was off screen because I was concentrating so much. So basically you just twirl it around in the center like that, and then you start folding it around like that and holding on to it. Then wrap, fold out, and wrap. See, I mean, I'm not very good at it, but I do a little wrap and fold, and you just continue around like that. That's how I did them. Okay, I'm not very good at them, so you probably find a better tutorial. I saw some ladies on Facebook had done a wonderful job even though they couldn't see, so maybe you guys knew how to do it. I don't know, but that is how you did that. I did those. Now today we are going to make a Christmas tree wreath ornament. I got one done, so there's a bit of cutting to do for this, and that is the back, and I love it, it jingles. So first of all, we'll prepare the base. I've got my circle template, and I used this one, which is, can I read it? I think it's the 3-inch one, yes, and then I did a 2-inch as well. So let me show you. I'll grab my felt. Yes, I did the 3-inch. And my pen is where I've got a bit of a mess here. I'll just grab a pencil. Oh, there's another pen. I can use another pen. Biro. So just go round that, and then kind of, doesn't really matter because you won't be able to see it so much. But just that's going to be to cut out the center. And then I need to do a backing, and I just used my spot felt. And I did try to cut them together, but actually I don't think you really need to do that. It's all right. As long as you're careful with your cutting, it's okay. So let me draw one on here. And that one kind of in the center. And now we can cut them out. Very handy if you can get a nice big circle template and maybe rectangles. Very handy things to have for all kinds of crafting. I just bought them before I even knew how to do all this stuff. I bought them at Kmart in Australia, but so many years ago. And more than moving my scissors, I'm moving the felt as I go round, and it won't be perfect, but it's okay. So then I just snip off these bits, but these you can use to cut things out of. Maybe not so much that one, but that one I can. It's just a little bit less. Actually, I can get a leaf out of that. A little bit less waste. And then in the, just put a snip in the center and then cut the center out. I've got a bumpy bit there. And again, of course, this piece here, you can, I had the circles, and I cut leaves out of those, the holly leaves. So I'll put that aside. So that's going to be my top, and this is going to be the backing. Now I'm going to do my one a little bit different, this one to the other one, so I don't have two the same on my tree. But I will show you how I cut the holly leaves and the berries. That'll be all right. I like to get rid of my mess before I go on. Oh, excuse me. Get rid of those. Okay, and that's going to be my back. So we'll put that aside. We don't need that right now. We don't need that. So to cut holly leaves, no, I need a nicer. I need a rectangle. So let me just cut myself a rectangle about the size that I want my holly to be. I could go across the diagonal and get a longer one. So basically, I just do 3 swervy bits. Cut that out to the point, and then do the same on the other side, and that's how I get my holly leaf. And it's not perfect, but it does the job. Oh, I don't like that bit there. That's better. So that's how I do my holly leaf. I don't bother drawing it on, that's too hard. And then to cut a circle, I'll just put that, well, I put that in the bag over here. And I've got a box actually where I put holly leaves. To cut a circle, here's a piece of beige. I get myself like to cut a berry, like a square about the size, maybe a bit bigger than what I want. And then I pull the whatever fabric, felt, whatever around, and just cut my circle. If I've got any knobbly bits on it, I just trim it at the end. So that's how I got the circles. So, oh, and then I also did those sorts of leaves. They're also easy. I should start from a rectangle so it's not confusing for you. Kind of a rectangle. So basically, I'm going to start like that and then just come around the other side. And if I don't like it, I just adjust it and I get my little leaf shape. Much easier than having to draw them. Okay, put that over there. So on this one, rather than doing the holly and the red berries, I thought I'd do rounded leaves, a little bit, not quite mistletoe sort of leaves, but that sort of shape. And I've got beige berries, so it's going to be green and beige, this one. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. In this box here I have I made something bigger. That's a really thick felt. I don't want that one, but they're long, they're more mistletoe sort of ones, but they're too big. And it's very, very thick. I don't want that one. So what I'm going to do is thread a nice long piece of ecru. Oh, I've got one here. I think maybe I had pre-prepared it. And I'm just going to start placing the leaves here and there around the wreath and put a little stitch to hold them on. So no pins, just going to put a couple of stitches in there to hold on. It doesn't matter that it's a crew because it'll pretty much be hidden. And I want to make sure I get all different ones near each other. I've got some wool felt. Oh, I didn't tell you supplies. Well, it's just really felt, beads, threads, and something to hang, and maybe a bell as well to put on. So I'm just going to try and place them in different positions. This is the bit that takes the longest, I think. Something good to do in front of the TV. Grab this as a wool felt. Another colour. And sort of don't get too bogged down putting them, you know, exaggeratedly close together, because that's what I did on the other one. So there's an abundance of leaves, and they, you know, I'm putting some berries on, so they will, you know, I can put them where there's gaps. I feel like I need another colour. Oh, this one will be good. Put that one there. Where do you put it? I sort of don't want them at the same angles. And the only other, the other annoying thing about this is you do get caught on leaves or the wreath or whatever, so we just have to be patient with that. I'll probably need to cut more. I thought I had cut out a whole lot. Oh, I didn't show you how I cut these leaves out. I should do that. We'll stop in a second. I'll do that. This one might go there. They're just the same as the other ones, but I rounded the top. You can just slide it under there if you feel like you need to have it in a, need to slip one under. So let's just cut one out. So I try to envision my leaf shape. So just, instead of going to a point, just pull it around. And if you get a knobbly bit, just snip it off. And there's another one. And I think I'll put that one on. That one can go there. Oh, I'm on top. I need to go down. Another bright one. I think I'm definitely going to need more, although I can just move it forward a little bit, I think. Maybe put that one there. And yes. So all of this stitching, because I've got the backing felt cut out as well, that's to cover the stitching at the back. You do need a lot of leaves. Yeah, so if you want to do the red one, cut yourself holly leaves with the combination of the other type, the one with the 2 points, and you can do that, or we can do the rounded, or both. Now you could also, there are so many variations, I just haven't had the time to be able to try them all out, but like you could just do little sort of cluster at the top, and you could bead all of this and just leave it plain. That's another option. But I wouldn't do it green. I might have a red base and put my green leaves on, and then or a beige base, and put your leaves and at the top here and some berries, and then just bead that. That's another option. Slide that one in there. So I'll put a few more on and then I'll pause the camera and finish putting them on. Just trying to make sure I pick up, I haven't had that one yet, some different colours. That one's little, so I don't want it to go too behind the other things. If you want, you could use a green thread, but as I said, I'm going to be putting berries and beads and things, and I'll put it in such a way that I cover up the stitches. Just seeing what sort of colour I could go with, a darker colour again here. Oh, I haven't put hardly any of these on. Here's another one. So it's sort of like two out to the side and one more central. And I'm at the top, I need to go down. And of course, if you need to come back and add another one, you know, you feel like, oh, I don't have enough there, then you come back and add another one. Just occasionally change their angle as well. Actually, I think I might have that one. We've had that one on. That's just, those leaves are the same colour as the background, which is perfectly fine. Just try and change the angle a little bit, just so it's not too regular. Oh, getting a sore neck. This colour, that's small though, that one. Do I have a bigger one? So I hope everyone's been enjoying the series. I've been having fun with it. Really pleased with how things are turning out and sort of looking like I wanted them to. We could have one slightly different angle there. Nearly halfway, or is that wishful thinking? I'd like to put that one in, but it's not quite big enough. That one might be a bit bigger. Put that one there. Going like that, or maybe shooting out the side a little bit more, like so. Oops. Love it. Oh, I've really got a sore neck. It's because the way I'm sitting, I'm sort of sitting forward, you know, because I want to be on camera, but I also want to be able to see properly what I'm doing. and so it makes me sit in a tense sort of position. Right. No, I think I'll put that one under here. The nice thing about felt too, it's very easy to stitch. It's a loose weave. It's really nice stuff to stitch. I mean, I don't even know if it's woven. I just said that. But it is lovely to stitch. Brighter one. Do I have any of those left? I think I've run out of that felted wool. I want a slightly, maybe even leave a gap. I'm going to finish off this thread and then I'll pause the camera and finish off putting the leaves on, and then we'll move on to the next bit. It's a bit of a process. See all the stitching there? I might just see if I need any other colours of leaves as well, because I think I might have enough, but do I have enough variety? I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. I ended up just cutting a few more spotty ones because I didn't have any of those left, and a couple of those. So that's pretty much all I had left out of all of those leaves. I really do love it. I'm still attached. I think I'll come up, see here where there's a bit of a valley there, and you can see the ends of the leaves. That is where I've just jumped across. I'm going to start adding some berries. Some I'll just put one in and pull it, because it'll bunch up. I might put one, and in some cases I might put two to sort of squish them in next to each other. So there I'm going to put two. Yes. And then I'm going to come along here and I might just have one, and this is that the velour with the sparkles, and I'll just jump across again. Oh, I need to make sure I get onto the wreath. Now, see what happened? You can pull it. You just want to be careful you don't pull it. So flatten it. Then I might have another one in there. So if I put a velour one, then I'll put a wool one. Wool or felt. Don't pull. Come along to here. I have that a little bit off to the side, because then I'm going to put another one. And again, I don't want to pull it. Maybe I'll have three there. Let's have three. Well, here's a more sort of cream sort of colour. I think I had three different types there. One's an off-white, one's the velour with the sparkles, and the other, I'm only putting one stitch because I'm going to come in and put some beads. And one was the velour, one was, I think it was a felt, and the other a wool. That's a creamy, bit more of a creamy sort of colour. pull it. We only need a couple more. We'll have a bit, we need a bit of sparkle over here, so we'll put that there. So I didn't need quite as many sort of berries as leaves, obviously. Right, end it off. Don't have too much more to do really. So I can put those all aside, and now we need to grab our, I want to use those ones, and I'll get my glass ones here. Those ones, they're the 2 beads I'm going to use, and I'll just alternate them. So let's get some out on the mat. It's easier to pick them up from the mat than in the container. I think I like this one more with the rounded leaves than the other ones that are pointy and the other thing I did previously. Okay, oh, stiff neck. Right, now I need this needle. I don't think that one will go through. Let me see. That one will go through those, but I don't know about these. I don't think so. No. Over here, this one. It's harder to thread, so I'm going to grab a longer piece. I've got a nice long piece here, so I don't have to thread up again, I hope. And just come into the center. I'm going to put 3 beads in each berry. These ones I will use the glass. You'll hardly be able to see them because they are obviously tight, but they do pick up the light. I got a ridiculously long piece of thread here. And I'm only going through the beads once because they're going through such thick layers, like chunky layers. They do tend to just sit really well, and they feel taut. Okay, then on this one I'm going to do the other beads. So you just keep going around. I'll just do the 2 berries with the beads, and then I'll go round. I'll pause the camera because otherwise we'll be here forever. Well, I'll be here forever, but you won't. You don't need to be here forever. And as per usual, I mentioned a little bit before, you can do so many different variations. Oh, might help if I pick up a bead. Right, so I will just continue on jumping across, being careful not to pull. I'm going to go and add beads to all of those, and then I will be back. Okay, so I am back. Oh, I wanted to thread my green thread before I wanted to thread my green thread. Anyway, I didn't. So now I'm looking at my wreath. I put all my beads on. I'm looking at my wreath thinking, where do I want the top to be? I think I want my top to be there where there's just a little bit of a gap, because I may want to put a bell there. I have a white bell. It's huge. Okay, so disaster struck, because in between, like when I was starting the video, and I didn't remove my phone from the thing, so I don't know how it happened. It went into slow-mo, so you missed all of this bit. What I did was I chose where there was a bit of a gap at the top. Well, a bit of a gap, and I made that the top. I stitched my loop in like I showed you in previous ornaments. I put my wreath, my backing wreath on, and I've just whip stitched around the outer edge. Then I slid my needle between the two layers and whip stitched around the inner edge, so that way it was all closed. And then I just grabbed this bell, and you can see all those little stitches there. I just stitched it on. Just stitch it on with regular thread, and that's how I finish it off. Unfortunately, you've missed that bit because of the slow-mo happening, and it was like that and going really slow, like even slower than that. So I didn't know how to fix it. I know my sister knows how to fix them, but I didn't know how to fix them, so I couldn't. So I'm sorry you missed that bit, but it's really easy. Whip stitch around the outside, slide your needle down there in between the two layers and start going around that way. Or if you're right-handed, you do the opposite to me. And then just stitch a bell on or not. So I hope you enjoyed those ornaments, and I look forward to seeing what you create, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.